2016. I'm at the lobby of an honorary embassy for a job interview. It's a desk job as an assistant. Embassy's second in command summons me to the meeting room to have a talk. You know, the classic personal assessment in the shape of a friendly chit chat. After the interview, she tells me to go to the ambassador's room. I feel that, aside from a couple of hiccups, the interview was fine and there's a real possibility for the job. I talked to the ambassador for a while and I caught something in between her words. I heard the same thing when I was talking to her second in command. They kept reminding me that this was a desk job. After our talk, they told me they'll be in contact and I started leaving the embassy. On my way out, there was a pier glass installed to the wall. I stopped and checked myself for a while. Long hair, leather jacket, jeans, wearing boots during the spring, full beard. I was just myself, so I went home and waited for them to call. 2018, I met this girl for a date at a coffee shop. We met at the outside and I was on the phone with a friend, so I kinda kept her waiting for a bit. Then we went inside and started talking. She was a pretty normal girl by all accounts. Likeable, social, aware of her and other people's boundaries. And I was how I was at that time. Myself. Hard to read, likable but something more underneath, smug at times, using curse words on a regular basis. A match made in heaven, right? I don't think I need to tell you what happened at the end of these stories. We crave authenticity in a lot of things. Whether it is for dating, job interviews, or daily life, just be yourself is always used as the end-all, be-all advice for a lot of life's challenges. After all, everybody else is taken, right? I'm a firm believer of authenticity. People should act like themselves instead of accepting whatever shape their immediate environment wants them to. Despite the weird looks or disapproving gossip, all of us should act, talk, dress, and walk the way we feel like. But only if we're fully aware of who we actually are, aware of other people's boundaries, and willing to abide to certain societal norms. The problem is, more often than not, be yourself is an advice that is often misused, misunderstood, or worse, used as an excuse. Some people use being yourself as an excuse for their scummy, shitty behavior. Yeah, you know that guy, right? Everyone knows someone like that. And whenever they're confronted, what is their usual response? This is who I am. Aside from them, sometimes being yourself is used as an excuse to justify lazy behavior. I met a lot of film students who refused to learn the art and craft of filmmaking simply because they thought things like basic composition or lighting would interfere with their quote-unquote unique style. Well, alright then, Mr. Lars von Trier. And this is where be yourself advice kinda fails. A lot of people don't have a clear understanding of who they actually are and what they actually want from life. Who we are can only be learned with life experience. Circumstances reveal the person. So, talking about being yourself to someone who's still in the process of figuring it out usually leads to a lot of headaches, made from a heavy dose of self-doubt, mixed with anxiety with a slight touch of existential crisis. This actually comes down to one of the key parts of human experience. Most of us are at the mercy of our emotional and mental states. They steer us to the direction they want without us noticing. Because of that, sometimes we're shit. Doesn't matter the age, race, class, or gender. We're all shit and we need to come to grips with that in order to start stinking less. Even if you're a great person all around, the sad part of it all, just being authentic, will not lead to desired outcomes. It may actually lead to a lot of troubles and manipulations simply because human civilization is nothing but an RPG game. And the game is rigged. Most people have their own quests and will never put others first even if they look like it. But I don't think people are inherently evil or something. It's just all of us are mainly controlled by our emotions. And they change. All the time. Emotions aren't fit to lead. They need to be governed by a clear, disciplined mind. I had a girlfriend who broke up with me because of her emotional state at that particular time period. And 2 months later, she wanted to come back. I knew this was going to happen because I too was once betrayed by my own clouded mind and emotions. I tried to warn her about this, but she wasn't willing to listen during the breakup. Well, what's done is done. Truth is, we can't do much about other people. But there is something all individuals can start doing right now. Be better. We arrive this world knowing shit about how to be, how to act, how to understand, how to anything really. They're all acquired skills. Sure, we may have some innate talents, but the rest we have to learn from other people, just like they did. This world is like an unending training level in which the way to succeed and realize our true potential is by constant improvement, or kaizen, if you want to sound cool about it. We're here to learn, we're here to experience, we're here to grow up. The only way to greatness is through failure. We can't solve high-level problems just by using our factor settings. We're here to level up. Have you ever wondered why there are a lot of Hindu and Pakistani people looking to create job opportunities or build a name for themselves on the internet? Because they have no other choice. Those countries are very crowded and fiercely competitive. Most of them has to level up constantly to make something out of themselves. And I respect that about them. Because if we stay content with who we are and how we are, we will only be able to deal with minor and low-level problems with no significant returns. Basically a level 1 character, only able to fight with rats and goblins in the sewers for the rest of our lives. But when, not if, when we encounter a dragon, those scary and fear-inducing tasks, job offers, dates, traumas, people or situations, we need to be at least close to their level in order to have a fighting chance. We may lose, but that will just bring in more XP. Then we try again. We start small though, slowly learning a new skill, learning how to write or try to be less antisocial. Taking minor risks, slaying rats and goblins. We continue to farm. One day we're learning more about finance and how to be smart with our money. The other, we're trying to hug our parents more often. We continue to grind. One day we stop poisoning our minds with imaginary toxic arguments. The other, we call our friends more. We continue to do this repeatedly. One day we let go. The other, we hang on. And when that dragon inevitably arrives, we won't be unprepared. We won't go back home after a defeat trying to cheer ourselves up with, quote, "it wasn't meant to be." We will look that dragon in the eye. Even if we fear, we'll charge at it. Even if we tremble, we will fight. No matter how long or how many try it takes, we'll win. And after that battle, we'll be on top of that dragon, victorious. We'll zoom out and see how much further we've come from those rats and goblins. We are what we repeatedly do, right? Then, in this very moment, you are creating your future self. And I hope you will become so much better that one day you will look back at your former self, your level 1, and think, what a noob. Until then, be yourself, but always aspire for more.